Hello everyone and welcome to Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. We have some red cards in here. Let's first check out the commons. I don't think the commons in here are particularly amazing. They are not. There's actually nothing that is very strong or even close to strong here. Out of the uncommons you can easily count this one out. It's a little bit too expensive at 7 mana activation, and as a base 2/2 for 2 it's just not nowadays not really quite enough. So it's definitely not first pickable. The Raptor and the Dreadmore's Ire are nice. The Visage of Dread is, I would say it's okay, maybe not as good as like the Raptor. There's also the Brass's Tunnel Grinder, which turns into a pretty amazing land. You know, you just get to discover a lot, so you could take that, but I think I'll just take the Raptor because this thing is very slow to get going. I mean, you can maybe pause that text if you don't know what it does, but the point is that it's you have to on 3 turns. I suppose the first turn it's easy to get the descent happen because you can discard a card to it by itself, but you need to have to descend on your other turns before you get to turn it into that land, and that will take some time. And it's a 3 mana do nothing that affects the battlefield, and that can be a little bit risky. I like the Raptor, which is just an efficiently statted creature. Also getting the yelling here after first picking the Raptor is a very good follow up here. The Tarians so clever now. You should pay attention that this actually cares about any artifact or creature, token or card going to a graveyard, including the opponent's stuff. So you can pick up some counters with this thing. I have had some difficulties against this in some drafts, but it's still a little bit unreliable, whereas the yelling is just a good 2-drop no matter what, as long as you're playing red, and especially if you have some dinosaurs to go with it. Okay, no, there's only one red card. The Echoing Deeps isn't good unless you are really doing the cave deck. Here, of course, with 2 red dinosaurs, I would really like to be red-green dinos. Based on this pack, green has something here. I mean, some stuff. The spider is okay. This is, I would say, a nice dinosaur. Staggering size is okay. There's some black here too. There's also the Sunfire Torch. But I think if I'm gonna try to get the red-green dinos going on, I should take the Axe Jaw. I don't think the Sunfire Torch is like the super exciting, so it's not like a premium level removal spell. So I'm taking the Axe Jaw here because I have a nice synergy going on here right now. And I might have actually, you know, chosen some other direction here. Because there's the Kudzil, sorry, Malamet Exemplar, very nice. 3 mana 3/3, which can just draw you cards, always very nice. But there's also the upgrade here. I do have 2 red cards and only 1 green card, so maybe it wouldn't have been that exciting. But yeah, upgrade is easy pick, of course. It's the best card in the pack. Not counting maybe this card in a green-white deck built for it. This can perform quite well in that case. But yeah, let's take the easy pick upgrade here, and I can continue with the very easy picks. There's the Armored Kincaller. I mean, there are some decent cards. There's also the Rumbling Rockslide, which I do like more than the Torch, but this is a very, very nice dinosaur, gaining you quite often 3 life when you are within this archetype, while you know, putting a decent sized creature on the battlefield on turn 3 or later turn as well. Here I don't need to pick early stuff like Cavern Stomper. You don't want to have too many of those expensive things, and this comes quite late. I will probably see more of these in the draft. I will take the Dreadmore's Ire. This is really good against a quite good portion of the decks in their format. A lot of the decks can play artifacts, so this can just make you win a combat and make you destroy their artifact. This doesn't work in defense, but it's still worth picking here. Also, Trample can be very good in the dinosaur deck. Alright, I'll take that. Plundering Pirate would be a decent option too. Okay, Lawkeeper. What? I'm getting this thing pick 7. I have 4 creatures, each of which are dinosaurs. So let's just take the Lawkeeper, and this could be a very good deck if this kind of stuff continues in pack 2 and 3. There's a Seismic Monster, which I would take over the Bristle pack. I mean, I would play either of those things. They are dinos, but of course this Lawkeeper is just really amazing. Alright, so there's the Blade Master, which is not as good as the 3-2 that makes you a treasure token. This of course requires a lot of artifacts to make it worth playing, so I'm not taking that. I will be red-green, I'm not taking the other color cards. The question is, am I going to take the Idol of the Deep King? You have to craft this with an artifact, so it's not going to be easy in a red-green dino deck. It's one of the decks that actually won't be playing a lot of dinos. I'll take the Bristle pack. The Seeker of Sunlight is not really, it's just takes too much mana to get going, so I'm not interested in that. Also, it's possible I won't be playing the Bristle pack, but let's see what kind of expensive cards I will be getting here. Over the Edge is a nice sideboard card, but I think I still like the Hidden Nursery slightly more. I can always play this thing. I don't mind having a few Ender's Tapped Lands. Child of the Volcano is not what I need here, neither is this thing, so the Hidden Nursery over the sideboard card is my choice there. Now there might be some matchups where I would actually play the Contested Game Ball, but it seems like it's very rare to hit that kind of a matchup, and it is a sideboard card purely in my opinion. And Tectonic Hazard is also a sideboard card, but one that I think might be more frequently useful. Okay, there's still the rare and which I could take for 20 gems, but I will take the Sunfire Torch. I don't actually have removal other than the upgrade, so I can take this small creature removal here, it's fine. And Buried Treasure and the Scythe. Alright, I don't know. I think this trick can be okay, but the Buried Treasure can work in a Dinos deck too. Here I'll just take the blowgun without intention to play with it. And Brazen Blade Master, like I said, needs artifacts. This is, a card I could sideboard in slower matchups where I have time to pay 5 mana for what is effectively a 2 for 1. Alright, so there's a mythic rare. I have no copies of this. I would be very interested in taking it just to advance my collection. So I'm gonna just say that the pick for this deck, I would say, is the Pathfinding Axe-Jaw. There is nothing like an upgrade or some premium quality uncommon here, so I think the redrafting the mythic rare is gonna be it's not gonna hurt me too much. I'm basically missing out on the Axe-Jaw, and if I'm really lucky, this might actually be coming back in pack number 9. Pick number 9, I mean, because there's a decent amount of high quality cards in here. Maybe not enough, but regardless of that, I'm taking this for collection purposes. The flanker is quite nice for any white deck, but I'm extremely happy to have another Yelling here. Pick 2 in both packs, I think. Yeah, it was pick 2, I believe. Very nice continuation for this deck. Yeah, if this draft continues like this, I think this can be a very nice Dinos deck, but even with great decks, you can lose a lot of matches, so let's not announce a 3-0 result quite yet. Another Torch. Okay, this is a weaker pack. I could see playing the Lantern because I have had some good experiences from it. Now, I don't like the Nurturing Bristleback too much here, so I would be maybe willing to cut it. The Vandercliff, I don't think I care about it. This is not even a dino, so I can't ramp into it with the Lawkeeper. So I think the decision here is between the Lantern and the Cavern Stomper. I really think I can get these Stompers later on. I'll take these. I don't necessarily want to have another Torch. I have already 2 cards that deal with small creatures, and this is the clumsier one. I would take another upgrade in a heartbeat, of course, but I'll take the Lantern now. Mostly because of having some good results from it. I wouldn't mind having the Pickaxe, but the Rumbling Rock Slide is a decent removal, usually deals 4 damage on turn 4 and can deal more on later turns. Now, of course, on turn 4, unless assuming you have 4 lands then, but because you could have like the 2 mana accelerant creature and then still be able to cast this without having access to 4 lands actually. But yeah, point is, this is the pick over the Diamond Pickaxe. 20 gems banned card. It still hasn't been fixed. Not that it really matters. It's not red or green, and it's not even that good. You would have to be very heavily into the artifact theme to actually make this card worth considering in a dedicated deck. So another Rumbling Rock Slide. Let's take it. Don't mind having it. And here we have a Sahelis Lattice, which is really good in a Dino deck because this is just that, the good old 2 mana discard a card to draw 2 cards, which is fine, but you can make, especially in this deck, this into like a 10-4 or something crazy like that. I even have a way to give it trample in the Dreadmoss Ire, so this can be very nice to craft. It will take 5 mana to craft, but when I can do that, it can be pretty sweet. And the front side is good enough. It's a card worth casting even if you never will have time to craft with dinosaurs there. Okay, so I guess I'll take the 2-drop. I might still need them, and I definitely do actually. It's not the kind of 2-drop that's the greatest in a dino deck, but I don't need another Tectonic Hazard for the sideboard, nor do I need another Walk with the Ancestors, so let's take that. Enterprising Scallywag, that is a nicer 2-drop, I'm happy to have it. I wouldn't actually mind having the Panicked Allosaur, or maybe even a 3rd copy of a Rumbling Rock Slide, but I have to pay attention to my mana curve. One way to lose with this Dino deck is to just not have enough early plays, and this is also able to create me some treasure tokens, so I will take this over the Rock Slide, which I would take over the Allosaur, I think. And okay, another Idol of the Deep King. Disturbed Slumber is just not very reliable card. So the decision is between like a sideboard deal 2 damage and the Sunshot Militia, which is a defensive 2-drop. I can take that because I might need them if I don't find more 2-drops. In the presence of AG's creatures and lands, I actually have a bunch of non-creatures, so this is not even that likely to maybe hit a creature. How about the 3-drop slot? I have only 2 cards in there. It is not the greatest, but I suppose giving haste to your big dinos could be interesting, so I'll take that over the Seeker of Sunlight, but I'm not, not that interested in actually playing it, but I will if I have to, for curve reasons and stuff like that. Now, Malamet Veteran versus Bristleback number 2 versus Sunfire Torch. I'm not even going to have Descent for that easily, so it's just mostly a 5-4 Trampler for 5, which I can't ramp into with the Lawkeeper because it's not a dino, so I choose to take the 2nd copy of a Torch. I won't be taking the Stone Tree. I don't even have more than 1 cave, so crafting will be difficult. And yep, let's take the 20 gems. Not like I'm gonna play this card either, but it's 20 gems, it's a rare. Okay, I won't be playing 2 of these, so I'm taking the uncommon for slightly optimized vault increasing. Okay. Tectonic Hazard number 2, I still got that. Okay, Molten Collapse is definitely a good card, but this is not really a deck where I'm gonna sideboard. Sorry, I'm gonna sideboard, yes. Splash was the word I was looking for. So I don't have means to splash this, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I didn't get the Axe Jaw in the previous pack. I would have be happy to have it, but I don't mind having redrafted this mythic. And here, of course, the pick is going to be the Earthshaker Dreadmaw. I also see like the Monster Sword, the Axe Jaw, the Allosaur, are all cards I wouldn't mind having. There's also the Plundering Pirate, which I would actually be much having over the hasty 3-drop thing. Where is it? This thing. So this has many cards. Even maybe the Compass Gnome could be interesting. So I might get a good card from that pack when it comes back to me at pick number 9. Alright, so in 2nd copy of a Dreadmoss Ire. There's also Heartless Final Strike and the 6-drop thing, but I just took a 6-drop dino. I don't necessarily need another one. And I have this 7 drop if I really want to have some expensive stuff. Don't think I care about the Promising Vein. This time, Twists and Turns is, I guess if you have a dedicated Explorer deck, it's nicer. It's very slow. At 7 lands, it does things, but it's very slow. I'm just taking the final strike here, I believe. Over the Dread Ire. Dread Moss Ire, I mean. Yep. This is a dinosaur. Yes, it is. Oh man, what a pack. This actually... I think this is not the greatest, but still the Mega Menace, which requires 3 blockers, is quite close to unblockable, and I'm not sure how necessary that is, but it's still a 5 drop I would be running in this deck because I actually don't have that many expensive cards. But first, let's just say I'm gonna take the upgrade, but also I wouldn't mind having the Axe Jaw here or the Poison Dart Frog. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna take, like, I wouldn't take this over the green cards. I might even consider the Poison Dart for Frog, but I don't have that much to ramp into, so it's a difficult decision between the Axe Jaw and the Frog if the upgrade wasn't there. This is... Sometimes it's a little bit annoying. You have like a pack that has, 4 cards you would be happy to take, and then you get a pack that doesn't actually have cards you are happy to play. I mean, I will take the Jade Seed Stones. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main deck that thing. And I still don't like this because I have the ramp thing, which doesn't work with non-dinosaur creatures or spells in general. So I don't care about this. I want my 5 drop to be an actual dino. Anyway, I will take the Seed Stones because it can be like a sideboard card. I don't expect to main deck that thing. Okay, the Throne of the Grim Captain. Maybe someday I can actually start a draft with this and then I try to make it work. Because of course, if you get to do the craft part, it's a pretty easy to win. It's pretty easy to win the game from that point on. Okay, I got finally another very nice dino here. The Armored King Collar is definitely the peak. It's the only dinosaur. Also, this 5 drop isn't dinosaur because this is the only dino in the pack. So that 5 drop wouldn't be interesting. And okay, I will take now Rumbling Rockslide number 3. There is the Cartographer's Companion. I don't think that card is very good unless you care about having these artifacts around. I guess the only card that maybe cares about that is the 1/3/2 block 2 drop. Where is it? Sunset Militia. But I'll take another removal spell. I actually have a bunch of removal now. Only 13 creatures though, and not all the creatures are actually that interesting to me. So here I'm just maybe taking... Should I just take the Plundering Pirate? I'm not even sure. I'll just take the Hidden Volcano here. Yeah. Minecart. Axe Jaw. Okay, finally I got an Axe Jaw. This is not a pick 9 yet, so this is a pack I haven't seen. Yeah, I'll take the Axe Jaw over the Minecart, which I think is actually a nice card. Crew 1 on a 3/3/3 drop vehicle that creates you treasures by attacking. I think it's good, but here I'll take the Axe Jaw over the 6 drop. And I get the Altisaur. I'm very happy to have this. I'm also very surprised to see no one is black-red, because this would be the black-red drafter's pick, and also no one red drafted this, which is actually constructed playable card. Anyway, Altisaur for my deck, and I'm happy. I think my deck is now finished. I don't need any other card. I need to make some cuts, but I have some easy cuts to make. But I think I don't need anything else from this draft, but I'm happy if I do get something. I have the Ceratops. This was the pack that had multiple good cards, including the Poison Dart Frog and the Axe Jaw. But I got this 5 drop. I have an option to play it. Not sure if I need it because I picked the Altisaur, but who knows. I'm not gonna main deck this thing. I don't think I'm gonna main deck the Volcano. I'm taking the Uncommon because it's better Vault Progress. Okay. And one more card. Should be coming very soon, and it's this thing. So let's make sure there's no card in the sideboard I was intending to play. Nope, nope, nope. Well, other than the lands, Seed Stones, no. Blowgun, nope. Alright. That's not a lot of cards. So I think I'll have an easy time at making my deck here. Let's of course first check. Well, let's first check how many dinos I have for now. I have 11, and I might be cutting one of them, the bristleback. But let's see the creature curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. But I do have 2 upgrades, which you know. No, this is not a creature, but the reason this is filtered in here it's because the back half is a creature and this doesn't specify the front half. So it is 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, 5 2-mana creatures, 1 1-mana creature, which is a very good one, and 2 upgrades. So that's for now. It is a board impacting turn 1 or 2 plays. I have 8 of them. I usually want to have an absolute minimum of 6. So I could see like maybe cutting like one of them, which would be in this case either the militia or the Vandercliff. This is a craft with a dinosaur. I don't have anything that crafts with an artifact, so I don't have to try to focus on that too much. I have 16 creatures, so I can cut something. I think the bristleback is gonna be the cut from the main deck. Maybe I will sideboard it in the hot food gnome. It can be decent with the axe jaw, with the 5/4, the 6/6 trampler. Yeah, I guess I could play it if I mean I can also cut it, but the reason I'm thinking about playing it is that I have only four 3-mana creatures and I want to have the a good mana curve. In an ideal game you could play stuff. Well, let's forget about the dream curves starting with an Ixalis Lawkeeper, but in an ideal regular game, it is one where you play a 2-mana thing on turn 2, a 3-mana thing on turn 3, and a 4-mana thing on turn 4, or alternatively maybe two 2-mana things on turn 4, or like a 1+3. And then having enough early drops is important for that. So that's why I'm actually considering the no. That would be an easier cut if I had like, let's say, total of what 6 3-drops. I think this would be an easy cut in that case. But I have only 4 and I would go down to 3 if I was going to cut it. And it's not a totally unplayable card. It's not very good in combat. Trades with 1 and 2-drops. I mean, it can trade with 3 and 4s, but that would be a good trade. But you don't want to trade down in terms of mana value. But this can give haste to my other things, which can be very big, which can make a difference with the Trampler, with the 5/4. This can also be a 5/4 if it explores into a non-land, so that is valuable. I think I'm playing the Gnome. But I think I will cut one of the 2-drop things. I'm also cutting easily one Sunfire Torch. Maybe the second one too. I think I'll play the 5-drops, the 6-drop, and all 3 rock slides. This is a decent amount of removal. Is this decent enough of an amount of removal that I should maybe not even play this first torch? I could see cutting that as well. 15 plus 10. I won't have too much things to tap other than actual creatures that can participate in combat by themselves, because the militia is of course great in those blue red and white red decks that have a bunch of those artifacts that are non-creature artifacts. They give you some effect when you cast them, and then they just stay on the battlefield, usually with a craft ability ready for later game. But then you can use those to tap for the militia to deal damage here and there. If you only have like creatures, you have to tap them as a sorcery on your own turn. It's not so great. So I think I value the 2-drops, the 2-mana 2/2 slightly more than the militia in this deck. So I will cut the militia. And now the final question is 16 or 17 lands. I have a little bit of help from the Lawkeeper. I have a little bit of help from here because this, has the discard to draw 2, which is going to allow me to hit more land drops. I have these 5 and 6 drops, but I have 2 Explorer effects at 4 mana, which also on their part will help. find those lands if I need them. And I have the glow cap lantern. I have a more significantly more red than green. Also, by the way, the Wondercliff, if I get to actually attack with it so that it gets tapped, I can also use this to find more lands. I am actually playing the Scythe because I do think it's quite nice with the double yelling. This often will be blocked. I mean, I will play this on turn 2. The opponent has like a 2-2-2-1, something like that. I will attack into it and then they will block and I have the Scythe, which makes this into a 5-4 Trampler, and then assuming I win the combat, this will be a nice threat that stays on the battlefield, of course, and then even if the creature dies, this Scythe can at some point be moved around with 4 mana. Equip 4 is a huge cost, but still, I like the Scythe in this deck. The Lantern helps me get my lands too. It's a bit slow to get going, I guess, because the Equip 2 means you in the early game, Equip 2 means you actually have to choose between playing a creature and equipping for 2. Sometimes you don't have a creature and Equip 2 is the only thing you have available, but still, it's not free to get equipped. It costs a total of 3 mana, and the opponent may have interaction there, and you maybe don't even get to benefit from the attack at all. So it's not the kind of an most reliable way to get your 4th land drop and so on. Yeah, later in the game, it's good when you have actually extra mana. You will improve your draws with the explorers. Now, I have to figure out if I want to kind of counter on the Sahil's Lattice. If I think that this is my sort of 17th land, because this increases my chances to find my 3rd land. But I have a lot of, I think it's maybe a mistake still, because I have a lot of 4 mana drops and 5 mana drops. This is a total, because let's not forget the rock slides. This is 5 things that cost 4 mana, 2 things that cost 5, 1 that cost 6. So I think I will play 17 lands, and now I have to make the difficult decision of what to cut. I think the Wondercliff is the least exciting one. The Final Strike, this is an instant. I do like this also, although the number of removal spells is quite high here. I know a smart move might be to just cut the Lantern. I could even consider cutting one of the rock slides. Against some decks, some low curve decks, having 4 mana removal is not the greatest. Okay, I'm actually going to do that, because this is, let's say you're playing against an aggressive red-white or blue-red deck, which are very good ones in this format. Also blue-white. Blue-white seems to be quite efficient, and they usually don't have a lot of expensive creatures. So if they play mostly 2 and 3 drops and you have 4 mana sorcery speed removal, it's quite clumsy at times. So I'm gonna balance it out by cutting one of the rock slides, and then of course that will be a card I'm happy to sideboard in against decks like other red green or red green black and things like that don't have such a low curve. Yeah, this is the main deck. I just put the lands, which are gonna be, well, I have more red cards, so I think I'm gonna play more red mana sources. One cave, and then let's suggest, and suggestion is exactly what I wanted to do. 8 plus 7 for a total of 9/8 mana base. I only have 7 basic forests for turn 1 lawkeeper, but even if this is in my opening hand, I'm still happy to have it, even if the only green source is the hidden nursery. So that's the deck, and I do like this. Unlike my last deck, which I didn't like after building it, but it still performed well. I do like this deck a lot, and I would be sad if I don't get at least 2 match wins. But anything is possible, of course. Well, starting with the 1 land hand in 7 cards, it's gonna be a mulligan. Wow. I mean, I have 2 lands, but I still don't have both of the colors, which can be really awkward, but I'm not going to go to 5 here. Of course, I need to just find the green source here. I have the Yearling and Upgrade I can play. And the kin color number 2 was what I put away because I'd rather have the axe jaw. Well, there's the land, but it doesn't actually help me with these green cards. Cavern of Souls saying dinosaurs. So I have a feeling I will get the third rock slide. Okay, they have that, so... Okay. Okay, I'm actually going to offer the trade now that I got the land, and I'm happy I did. So you may reveal a dinosaur if you do, or if you control or not. Yeah, I could upgrade it, but there's no point now that I can just curve out very nicely with these things. Let's gain the life without showing them the axe jaw. That doesn't matter, it's the same power anyway. They didn't attack with their haste, so I assume they're gonna... What? So this has haste. So they did not want to trade. I guess that means they have a bite spell or a combat trick. But if they let me untap and I have an upgrade up, that can really be bad for them. So they have to use their bite or fight spell right now while I'm tapped out. Okay, I am not going to play the axe jaw pre-combat. If they block the yelling, I'm just going to let the trade happen, and I will only respond with upgrade if they're trying to do something. Maybe they have their own upgrade or something. This is just fine. I mean, this can be really good if they have only one thing and I can respond with an upgrade. Okay, Cavern of Souls is not gonna cast any non-creatures, so this was huge. This thing even has trample, which means that I actually get to deal the 3 damage, even though it got blocked. Wow, the opponent took a big risk there. They were supposed to maybe just block the yelling right when they had the chance. That's a 2-2. Yeah, I'm not gonna final strike anything. I'll let them block the yelling. This will be a 4 power thing, so I will trample a couple of points anyway. And actually, it'll be a 5 power because of even the automatic. Well, I'm gonna keep that. You know, the explorer happened first, and the automatic. I have my manual arranging. I mean, what? I have a manual trigger order, so placement. But it was automatically stacked the correct way. Now that's a heck of a rare. I would like to have this in my deck, but given the advantage I already have here, it's actually not gonna be such a big deal. This kin color will trade with a 3/3, and I'm gonna use the 4 mana card they know about and leave the Huatli's final strike in my hand. So they got a 2-for-1 there, but I got a 2-for-1 earlier when they had the combat trick. I answered with an upgrade. Now if they have a removal on this thing, of course they might be able to just stabilize. Yep, that's exactly what happens. I guess at least if I draw a land, I do have this volcano. That's why I do like to pick these caves. Well, let's put that on my hand then. I need some creatures. I did mulligan here to 6, opponent did not. Alright, well this is the way they can actually stabilize and win. There's nothing in my deck that deals with the 7/7 other than a rock slide and 2 more lands. Well, there's the rock slide, but I don't even have 6, so I don't even have the option to double spell these things. Of course I can take hits from here, but this is a really awkward way to lose the game. I'm going to deal with this before they get to explore it into a 4 toughness creature, which they wouldn't have been able to do. This can turn into a 3/3 if they have 1 more cave actually. Okay, if this hits a cave, they have okay, it did not. Well, okay, well they are not top decking. They don't have a cave in the graveyard. That doesn't mean they can't. Well, I guess I need 1 more land to actually kill this thing. It's 6 damage right now. Anyhow, this becomes sadly a 5/5. They can craft with a cave that is on the battlefield. Well, there's a promising way, so now they have this Wait a minute, what? 1, 2, 3. Why is this saying that this is a cave? 1 cave, 2 caves. Oh, it's not a cave. This thing. I actually thought. Sorry. I thought this was a cave because I thought it was actually some other card. What's this? I'm gonna do this. The final strike. I need to land here. I thought this was the. Of course, I didn't get the land. What the heck? Ah, man, this is really awkward. The crafting is. Oh, I can make that into a huge creature, but it costs 1 more mana. I imagine if I got the land here. But yeah, I thought this was one of the cave rares, but no, it's an actual cavern of souls. It has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with caves. Anyway, I really needed one of these things to be a land. Because if I had a land here, then I would kill this Stomper now. And then I would be able to craft this into a dino that has a lot of power on the next turn. Now I can play this, but I would have to jump block. Or I can kill the Strider and take 7, and I guess that's okay if I have enough dinos. That's 3, 6. Yeah, it will be big enough because this can craft with any number of dinos. So I have to do this. But now what I need to have is that they don't draw a creature. Because if they draw anything that has 2 power or more, I will lose the game. Because I can't craft this and do something else. This costs 5 mana. Yep. Well, I mean, this is a way for me to still win. I guess I can make it now. There's no need. I don't need any dinos in my graveyard, so I'm gonna make it into a 10 power creature so that it will, in fact, beat this guy even if they have like a pump spell. Now, if it is the trample giving it pump spell, I will lose, of course. The toughness is always 4 here. Oh, they got that thing. Justice. I got the yelling. Well, I guess that's a jump block because this is. Yeah. So this Joyopa's Justice is. Well, it was a good card now, but it's usually not that good. How do I. This is now a 2-2, and okay, I have seen enough. I'm not gonna beat them through all this stuff. Now, Rumbling Rock Slide number 3 goes in the deck. I'm a little sad about how the game went there. I guess the Hatcher they had, that was enough of stabilizing because I didn't hit a few lands, and I did because I had mulligan to 6. I ran out of gas faster than them anyway. Then they had the removal for my big thing, and that was that. Okay. So I put a rock slide here. I think I don't need some of the small things like the Vandercliff. That is really unnecessary here now. I'm still playing the Lantern. I think the 3-1 is okay. Because I don't really think I need something like a Sunfire Torch in here. They have too many good things here, yeah. How about the blowgun? Do I need to actually have it +1/+1 death touch from my attackers? I don't think. I have only 13 creatures. I should not have any more equipment in the deck. Even maybe playing the Lantern is a little bit suspect. But I still like it. I don't know. Maybe I have had good experiences from this card and now I'm playing it when I'm not supposed to do that. But what I'm gonna replace it with? Is this Lantern worse than the blowgun? I don't even think that's the case. Yeah, this is fine. I guess I could play the Walk with Ancestors. But it's another expensive card. I already put an expensive card in the deck. Yeah, let's just go with the one change I made. Okay, I can now keep this very nice hand. Same start as in the last game, actually. I have this into upgrade. I just needed to get lucky in the previous game to draw the forest, which I did. After having the mulligan to 6, so didn't keep a risky 7. They did mulligan there. Okay, this is a good removal spell to have, but let's hope they don't have a lot of cheap removal. I saw some nasty stuff there I don't necessarily want to deal with. Yeah, I don't know why I started thinking that this is an actual caveland. There is a rare caveland. Alright, so again, let the trade happen. I will find a target for the upgrade anyway, and this can deal, you know, a few points of, well, a couple of points of trample damage here. Can't expect them not blocking. It would be very weird if they chose to take it. They've got a forest, they needed to have the land. They have only these, okay, now they block. So, wonder what I'm gonna do with the lattice. It really depends on what they do and what I draw, of course. I might be forced to use one of the removal spells. Okay, that's just a 3-2. It only works when they have a descent 4. Okay, so here is the turn when I'm gonna easily discard the forest for the lattice. So I'm doing that, and then I'm figuring out if I'm gonna use the upgrade on that thing. Yeah, I think I am. I think the next stuff there. Now they could have the 4-3 the explore, but I can deal with that using the rock slide. I rather actually clear the way for this 3-3 right now. Because the thing is that if I let this trade happen and they don't play something for my upgrade, I kind of waste my mana. And that's not a card I needed to upgrade. Also drew another one. Now one thing about this is, of course, that it can block the gnome. Oh, am I going to actually be crazy enough to play the hasty gnome and the upgrade because I can do that? I think it's worth it because there's the rock slide. I can only make this into a 3-4. I have only one dino that has power of 3, so I don't really care about this right now. I'm actually doing this. Because this way I can actually pressure them a lot. And I don't need to let them go to 5 mana where they have the rare. The rock slide dealing with their next thing. And they go down to 3 is, yeah, making it very hard for them to do anything good. Now, yeah, there are a couple of toughness creatures, but it's not really the matchup where the Tectonic Hazard is gonna do a lot, so not going to play that. I will be on the draw now, so I maybe can't do that aggressive stuff. Sunfire Torch does deal with the Seeker of Sunlight, with the Scavenger, with the Gnome. And the Scavenger can trade with some of my stuff, but I still don't think... I mean, there's again the Glowcap Lantern that I could consider not playing. I like the Dread Moss Ire, because not because it can kill artifacts. I don't think they have many, but the +2/+2 and trample on an attacking creature can be valuable. Let's say my Axe-Jaw is fighting with their Axe-Jaw or something like that, and I can win the combat and trample a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to make any further changes. I think this is the deck that should work well enough in this matchup. On the draw, I can keep this. I have an upgrade for turn 2 if I need it. I have a choice between turn 3 plays. I have both colors and enough mana to operate here. And of course the option to draw into even better things. Oh, that was an interesting choice because this has an ETB, a target creature explores. They just wasted that explorer there. Huh, this only does now something, well, when they explore or... I'm gonna use my mana efficiently. This can also start attacking as a 3-3. And I'm gonna tap out for a couple of turns now. I'm gonna start with the haster. So yeah, this thing makes it, well, you can pause and read it, but basically makes the explorers a little bit better because of the scry, and of course at 7 lands this turns into a pretty darn good card, so I do hope that the game will be over before they can get value from this thing. Okay, so here's the good part. I can now use this to give haste to my creatures that don't trade with a gnome, including the kin caller if I don't draw anything better. Okay, I'm getting flooded a bit. I do have one cave to mitigate. I don't have a dino for this thing, but it's fine. It's not like I need the life. But okay, Rock Slide deals with their next thing, and yeah, I do need to start drawing some lands. Non-lands, not lands. All right. Okay, well, I did draw another Rock Slide, and that this is very much suggesting that they're gonna have the +3/+3. Besides, now I want to attack with both because I don't have a creature that I can give haste to. So I'm gonna use this. Now this is 5 damage, so if they have a pump spell, it's not gonna save it, and I get to deal 6. They might have a removal spell, of course, but I think this is still a good way to use my mana this turn because this can't be cracked yet. I need one more land drop. So the choice was to not use my mana at all, or do this and make them do whatever they might have. So now if I actually get to deal 6 to them, I do like my chances a lot. They did not have a good start here. No, they did not. Now they might have the 5-drop rare. It gives them a 5/3 and a 3/3. But nothing happened. Nothing actually happened there. I guess they just had the pump spells and stuff like that, but because, you know, at 4 lands, 2 of both their colors, usually your spells should be almost all of them castable. There shouldn't be that many 5+ mana cards in the deck. And they had 5 cards in their hand. But all I needed is like these. Well, the upgrade is a great quality common. But I mean, I didn't have anything amazing here. I just was able to curve out and they had nothing and just won like that. On the play, a questionable hand, but with the Scallywag, I think I could consider it because this is quite likely going to trade. Of course, they can have a removal spell for this, which would be horrible, but I'm playing this on turn 2, attacking, trading, then this post-combat, and I will get the treasure token. This doesn't have to be on the battlefield when the descending happens. It only checks it in the end step. Now there's a good chance I won't be able to play the double green card, but I feel like this is enough upside. Enough upside because going to 6 is, of course, it's an actual cost. You lose a card. Now this can develop. I just hope that if I get 1 forest, I think then I'm very good to go with these axe jaws. Oh, I don't need any 5-drops there. I assume they are gonna block now. What? Well, I'm gonna play this, but now they are not gonna give me treasures for the Scallywag. I feel like I got scammed there. Who does not block with an attentive Sunscribe on the Yearling, which can threaten to become quite large? I guess they have like a removal spell on the Yearling and they just felt like they don't need to use the Sunscribe. They really wanted to get the Scry. I don't know. I'm not gonna block here, of course. I need my Scallywag on my turn. Now, even if I draw a forest, I can't do actually anything with it. Yeah, petrify there. Okay, well, I guess I lost. I'm not gonna concede, of course, but these draws weren't great, and I was really counting on the Yearling. I'm getting at least 1 treasure. Not that 1 treasure would help me right now, but it would help me once I find my land number. That's gonna be horrible. That's not an artifact. But they're my land number 3, but I suppose after 4 draws not having drawn that all, the land number 3. This wasn't gonna be a good one. Okay, they even have an Animpakal. Whenever you attack with one or more, no, yeah, well, I'm gonna upgrade that thing before they get to do the shenanigans with all that. If they have another play available to guarantee this discovery, it only requires 2 other things. Okay, they don't. So now I can try to kill the best thing they have here. I mean, with the including the Sunborn, this is also the best thing they have. But I can not let them start doing stuff with the Animpakala. I mean, again, it's a card. You can pause and read what it does. Yeah, well, I'm gonna just... I have to do this. My Scallywack isn't gonna produce me any kind of treasures. And now they had the Cosmium Blast. All they need to do on the next turn is to... Yeah, this is so sad. I can't do anything. Oh, actually I can. This is not preventing the damage, is it? Oh, can't attack, can't block, can't activate. Okay, because this gives +1/+0. I didn't in fact realize that. So all they would have needed to do is actually find another thing to do with to get the discovery going, but now it's not happening. So actually, if they... Well, I still need 1 land. And I have 2 Ender's tapped land in the deck too, 2 caves. So I have a total of 12 Ender's untapped lands. It's a little bit below 50% to draw one of them. But they had no play yet, and this is not the worst actually. What is the chance to... I guess I can get my 1-drop thing that taps for mana. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. I do have some 2-drop greens, sorry, red cards though. I have an upgrade number 2. I have another Yearling, but I guess I would need to draw that and a mountain. So I'm gonna do this in case I hit my green 1-drop. Now here the Ceratops is not the greatest. Okay, that's not bad. I can Axe Jaw. I mean, they have only 2 damage, but they have the continuous scry, so they're gonna have... I believe they have just interaction in their hand now. But we'll see. I mean, if I win after that start, I'm very happy, but I don't really... Yeah, I'm not convinced my chances are that great. Now this Explorer would have to hit into a... I don't want to take 6 here, so I need to make this into a 5/4. Come on. Don't need a land anymore. I have enough lands now. Okay, that's good. But do I want to have this double spell option? Because I can do an Axe Jaw on the next turn with the 2/2, which, you know, the 2/2 blocks a lot of stuff from a red white deck. Because I still have a land drop to make this turn. If I draw this, I have the option to play the Dreadmaw, or I can have the option to play this Cliff thing and the Axe Jaw or the Rock Slide, whichever I choose. By the way, I could have actually just killed that thing with the Rock Slide. Well, I didn't. I mean, I'm gonna leave this on top. Not sure, that doesn't matter. Because I could have just played the land and used the Rock Slide, but I guess I have a blocker on the Sunscribe now. But I do feel they might have a removal spell and they just win. I guess I was always losing through multiple removal spells. This has also the activated ability to, you know, get more cards from their lands, but all I need to see is that they have that and this exact is. Yeah, so definitely I was supposed to do the Rock Slide there instead of the creature, but my bad. There was like a small chance to still win this game, but of course the start was just horrendous. It was horrendous. Now, I didn't see 1 toughness creatures, but I did see targets for the torch. But I also need to have the Rock Slide number 3 here, because this Caparrock, this Unborn, is a must-kill target. And my upgrades don't kill it. I need to kill this when I see this. It's just discovering... It's so easy to tap 2 other things, and then you get to discover 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, I put a torch there and the Rock Slide. What I'm gonna cut is the Ceratops in here. I'm going to cut maybe the Scythe. How about the Hotfoot Gnome? Is there something else I would like to have as like a Sunshot Militia even. Or another torch. Don't know about the lantern again, but I don't need reach. This thing gives reach when my creature is blocking on their turn, but it doesn't seem that necessary. I have a bunch of removal on things that maybe could fly over me. So I think the decision to cut is between the gnome and the scythe, but I have only 13 creatures, so maybe it should be the scythe this time. It's maybe not so important against red white, which doesn't have that many expensive big creatures. Okay, I'm gonna cut the scythe. This is it. I don't think I need this militia. No, this is my deck. Well, I'm keeping it because this will maybe find me the forest, but it's not a great hand. This of course can draw me all kind of other things. I'm on the play, so I have maybe a little bit of extra time here. The Dreadmore drawing like 1 or 2 cards will be amazing. So I'm keeping it. And the lattice is just very decent in this deck because this always will find some dinosaurs to craft with. I didn't want to see a 1-drop, but there we are. Out of these things I need to keep my land still happening, so I'm gonna cut the second rock slide now. Hey, where's the forest? This is a 9-8 mana based deck. I mean the most basic as it can be, and I have this difficulty hitting my colors. That's also a nice one. Turns into a pretty significant threat. Well, there's the green mana producer, but what can you do? I can't even benefit from the hasty guy because they can do this, but I'm actually willing to just trade. They don't have anything that gets the explore, and they didn't want to, you know, block there for that reason. But trade there would have been fine for me. Okay, now I get that thing. Sure. I'm still offering the trade. I don't care. Oh, that was a mistake. They still don't block. Because I was obviously supposed to play this thing and haste it, but maybe I was a little tilted, but let's now focus. Hey, is it time to... No, I can't cast it. I'm not gonna use this now. If I had another forest, maybe then, because then I could cast and equip and still play the Lawkeeper. But next turn I will play the Lawkeeper so that because it can produce the, you know, the green mana for which I still need for the Earthshaker Dreadmore. Okay, rock slide there. It's a little surprising that they are still not going to block the... This is actually not going to... This is a 4 power creature. I can make this into a 4/4 on this turn. Yeah. This on the next turn isn't that exciting because it won't actually get to draw me any cards. And this I can do right now. I'm gonna do it. I will haste it up too. It will be a hasty 4/4. And it is a dinosaur, so it will allow me to draw a card. Maybe I can just naturally draw a forest on the next turn, but if I don't, I can play Lawkeeper and Rock Slide. It doesn't seem like the opponent is having a particularly good draw in here. This thing is gonna die immediately. Yep. And now I can haste my 6/6. So I think I'm actually now gonna let the gnome survive, because I think they would have to now block this, but they are not gonna go to 5. So I'm gonna save the gnome now, because the hasty 6/6 will be very useful. That's gonna kill it. Well, that's dead now. So they can turn that into a vehicle, right? Yeah. They can do that. Okay, that will cost. Craft with an artifact. Well, it's not that trivial for them. So now my Dreadmore isn't going to... Yep, that has vigilance, free attacks. Dreadmore isn't going to now draw me a card. So I do think it's gonna be yelling into Kincaller. And the Kincaller can attack. If they double block, be my guest. I'm gonna add green here. Let's keep them questing. I don't mind if they double block. They do that to get the Explorer on the Sunscribe. This is also fine because now this is still alive, which means that this guy is gonna draw me 2 cards if these remain alive. I have learned about their deck. They get this craft happen, they had to use the other one, but they get now 2 1/1s and they have the Anthem effect up. But I don't think this will be a 6 power trampler. This is a 6 power trampler, yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine. So this gets haste now, and if they do some, yeah, they can't. I think I didn't do the math, but I assume they're gonna lose now because this is 12 points trample, and they don't have good blocks. They can like if they take the 6/6, they are at 2. They would have to put 6 toughness here, and they still have to block this. I guess there was a way to take the 6 in here, put one of the 2/2s in here, and they would have to have a 3/3 and a 2/2 here, so that this trample would only be 1 over. They would go to 1 that in that case, and I would lose the yelling, but I wouldn't even lose the Kincaller. Yeah. Okay. Now, do I change my? I was surprised how how they had so much worse start than in the game number 1. Well, the Curator is also another card. They might have a bunch of Discover. I don't want them to get any extra value, so I will be playing 3 of these rock slides anyway. Also mostly because of the golden, the uncommon, the red-white one. I don't think anything changed here. I don't need the 5/4. I don't care about the blowgun, even though I saw the one flyer, but I can have 1 torch. The Dreadmore's Ire, by the way, is great against that deck because there's a lot of artifacts I want to kill. This is good. This is good now. Okay. Turn 1 Lawkeeper with something to ramp to. Yeah, this is nice. Land was really good draw, of course. I needed to have more lands too. Yep, I will gain the life here. I will show them the Altisor. What they're gonna do with that knowledge. Pirate. Really interesting choice here, but I think I'm gonna let the trade happen because I want to play my Scallywag to get the actual. I mean, let's see if they're gonna block, but I'm not gonna use my trick because what I could do, I could save my guy and kill this treasure token, but now I have my, I get my treasure, which is important because can't even do anything else, but it's fine. Now if I draw, I mean, I don't even need to draw a land to play the Altisor. That thing has to die, and I'm happy I drew the land so that, because I mean it wouldn't even die. If I use the treasure, it would be only 3 damage. But yeah, this is as important as it gets. They already have something to tap for that thing. So I think now I'm at least having a very decent chance here. I can cast the Altisor even if the Keeper gets killed. That's irrelevant. That kills my... Well, it kills each artifact. Even their own treasure, so... I don't care about that too much. Well, Okay, let's just do this, of course. I mean, why not? If I lose my treasure, then I lose my treasure. That's what happens. Favor into... what was it? Spring... Okay, they can't, they have to... Well, they can kill the lawkeeper, but I believe they're gonna leave this in their hand. Killing a tapped creature. I guess I can time it somehow with the Dread Moss Ire to try to make the Altisar survive. The final strike is also quite decent here. I have the Rock Slide too. This deals 5 to a tapped creature, so let's see. If I kill the Dismantler, they can blow up the treasures in response, but I don't mind actually. I don't need the treasure. And I can sack it for mana anyway, you know. Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy. I have a Rock Slide for another thing, and I already killed the Sunborn here. Okay. Now I can attack, and if they use this thing in combat, then I can save it. But they can wait until end of turn. Okay, I'm happy they did that. So now what's gonna happen? I'm gonna... because it is attacking, so it's a valid target for this thing. It doesn't die. They can still, of course, block and they will trade, but they will get some points of trampled over, and they will also lose the Vandercliff, and they will lose their treasure token for... No, they lose the... Yeah, they could lose the treasure token, but, you know, they will lose the spring-loaded saw blades, which is gonna, you know, craft into a 5/5 vehicle, which is annoying to deal with. Don't have to do it now. No matter if they block or not, they will lose the saw blade. This is really good. I get my treasure even. I don't have a lot of power right now, but I guess I have a 2/2 here and that gnome. Who cares about that? I don't care about that. I mean, I don't even care about, you know, my Scallywag. I'll just play the Vandercliff, let the trade happen, deal 1 with the Keeper here. Not gonna play the... Okay, they have a Cosmic Blast on that, sure. I'm not gonna play the Mountain because this thing, you know, might even be getting tapped, and then I can upgrade my draws. I have a couple of treasures here regardless. Okay, that thing... is that... No, I haven't seen it in this game. No blocks there. Now, attacking with this... I can attack with it, because I have still a land drop left and a couple of treasures, but you know, I might need the mana, but I don't actually think so. Here I will ditch the forest to draw a card. Hey, maybe that thing is actually going to be useful now. But I think I'm still gonna leave this as something to discard to draw. I'll use one of my... I'm gonna kill this just in case they have some discover. Yeah, I mean, there's no point playing the lantern this turn. Okay, I might actually need the mana. Fine. Acceptable. Let's kill that and play this, because this equipping will cost 2 mana, and it's gonna take a bunch of mana on the next turn, so... I don't have to discard. If I get some good stuff, I don't have to discard it. Okay, this is... Well, let's first see what there's gonna be. I'm gonna actually put this in here, because I'd rather have this thing have a extra counter, because this will trade with that anyway. Okay, well, that's gonna be kept on top. So I'm not gonna discard the draw. They don't have to know about this. This is a May, of course. So let's go here and deal 2 to them. Explore. Leave that on top. I will still have 2 creatures when all is said and done. So 2 creatures, 1 removal spell. is just fine. With the lantern, now this is doing some work here, perhaps now. So as long as this is equipped, I actually get to see my top card. Oh, they're gonna blow up. They have multiple of those. That's actually not the greatest. You know, that's not the greatest card against the Dino deck. Because I don't think either 1/4 or killing artifacts is gonna matter. So this is gonna cost 3 mana to kill artifacts that cost X. So the lantern is going to go away. Well, that means I need to kill this pre-combat. It's a good blocker on my guys, so let them kill the lantern. I will have a useless lantern on the next turn, but I mean they will be going to 2 life now. So now, of course, and I'm at 20, so even if they find some kind of a way to stabilize, I have a lot of time to find more good stuff. And I have a bunch of big creatures in the deck still. Let's see what they found, if anything. That was a top deck card. Mischievous Pup is not doing anything. Well, it's doing something, but it's not doing enough. Alright, so another match where I lost the game 1, but was able to do the thing in games 2 and 3 and win the match. But I think I had a lot of big hitters left in the deck still. The 6/6 Trampler, a couple of the 4/3s that explore and stuff like that. On the play, please, both colors and decent amount of lands, and this is very good, of course. But my mana curve is, quite good, and my deck should be quite reliable, so this is what I'm expecting to see in most games anyway. I don't mind the 5th land, but of course we'll have the Dreadmaw here. I might miss a play on the next turn. Let's see if they have a way to enhance this thing. Well, we'll see if they have a way to deal with the Beeling. Yeah, they do have this trap too. Annoying, but it's a good card. You should play this always when you are in white. That's such an efficient removal spell. And also the vehicle is not laughable. It's only a crew 1 and it's statted as 5, so that's really good. Okay. Okay, I'll get more lands, but at least I got to draw that thing. That's the good part about Explore. You don't even have to bin a land if you see it. You can just outright draw it. But now the opponent had a very good start. Turn 1 Guidewing, turn 2 remove my thing, turn 3 Dawn Runner, which is no joke, turn 4 Warden of the Inner Sky, which is actually one of the better rares in the set. I have had this in my deck. It wasn't a recorded draft, but this is just a must kill. It becomes a very... Hey, what's this? What the... My starting hand was Yelling, Axejaw, Dreadmaw. Five top cards in the deck were lands. And the opponent is curving out with this stuff, so... Yep. Yeah, I had this in a deck that... Actually, I had 2 in a deck that... Well, I don't usually... I've tried to stop conceding too early, but as you can see what happened, they got this thing back into their hand. They traded with my axe, so this is gonna be a dumb 6/6 Trampler, which, could hold the fort here, doesn't even get killed by the 5 damage effect. This is gonna become a big thing. This was such a ridiculous disparity in how we curved out that I'm not gonna play this game. I drew actually 5 lands back to back and nothing else. The opponent had, as efficient of a play. I mean, they used all the mana on each of their turns and they got good synergy for the Mischievous Pup. So let's just go to the next game. Again, I saw a horribly good rare I need to kill, so the Rock Slide goes in the deck and I will play one of the torches too. What I won't have is the Ceratops against Red White and maybe the Scythe. Similar sideboarding as in the previous one. And let's go. And let's not have all lands draws. Unless I keep like a 2-lander and expensive cards. Okay. This is a good starting hand, but so was the previous one. It's just that having 5 lands back to back wasn't so great. And the opponent again starts with that. Here I think I'm gonna lose one of the lands. I have a double green card in the deck. I don't have a double red, but I have more red cards, so it's a little bit here and there. Should I cut the forest or the mountain? But okay, I guess it's the forest. And it was the wrong choice. Yeah. It seems like when the opponent is curves out like this, it's gonna be difficult. My first board affecting play happened on turn 3, even though I'm on the play. This is not easy now. This 1-1 is actually laughing at the gnome. I was supposed to sideboard this out. I didn't even realize, but I should definitely sideboard that thing out. They will block with the pirate, so let's just do it so that I'm actually killing the pirate now. So I at least have an attack with my 4-3. Next turn I have the Altisar, which will have reach and block the Guidewing unless it gets dealt with. That's a really good card, of course, too. And they have a Warden of the Inner Sky, which, I have the Rumbling Rock Slide for it. So do I need to immediately kill it? Because they're gonna pick a counter and pick another counter. They can attack with the Guidewing. I mean, they actually still will have one untapped creature after all is said and done. Yeah, the Warden has to die. I can't play my Altisor. Can I offer a race here? I mean, can I... not offer, but can I... It was funny, I discarded the forest and then I just keep drawing these mountains, which won't matter unless I draw my double green card before the second forest. So let's see, I'm gonna kill this, for sure. So if I attack for 3 now, they go to 12, I go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to 12 too, but I would be the one who is the aggressor. I get this blocker, and they might even tap my guy if I leave it to block, so I'm going to choose aggression here. But yeah, their deck, by the way, seems extremely good. They don't have any dinos, so the back half isn't going to do much, but this deck has use for artifacts beyond. I mean, they can use this to craft other things, for instance. Oh, they also have an Oger Axonil. So this thing, again, you can pause and read it, but basically if they have what's the Sunshot Militia, they 1-3 for 2 that, pings for 1. Well, it pings for 4 when they have this thing up. Alright, well, I didn't necessarily need a land, but at least it was my second forest in case I ever happen to draw the 6-drop double green card. Now, they are not going to block, but they don't know about the Altisor. I have no dinos in the graveyard. You can craft from the battlefield too, but why would I do that? I'm going to... I guess there's a chance they're gonna use the Guidewing and the Crackshot to block. Also, they can use this to tap the Altisor. In which case I would take 6 and 9 damage. Well, then I can win on the backswing. Maybe. They have 3 life. Okay, fine. This attack is a little risky one. They actually go for this. Now what I need to hope is that they actually don't get a counter on the 4-4, assuming they target. Oh, they target that thing. Triumphant Jump. Well, they have no dinos, so it's gonna be a 2 damage effect. Sure. And this only affects, by the way, damage dealt to opponents. So this is a non-creature source, but this is a sorcery too. So they actually chose to not attack and finish it off with a jump, which I'm surprised about. Interesting. Maybe they're just waiting for Sunshot Militia and then their Oxer will Sorry, the Ogier Axonil will kill. I have one rock slide left, and I suppose also the bite spell. Alright, so Cliff Gnome. The gnome will be killed by this thing. This won't have any use. I think I'm going to... No, I should play my creatures. Next turn I will do the discover with the land. I'm not playing this land because I might be able to tap this for some reason at some point. Anyway, I'm not attacking, of course, because there's only good blocks for them available. I hope they don't have the deal 5 to a tapped creature, because I will be pinging them pinging their face. If they have the 5 damage to a tapped creature, I guess I can still make this into like 8-4. That's dead. I can make this into an 8-4, but it does not have... Oh, there it is. They actually got the militia. 1, 2, 3. I'm taking 12 damage here. If they tap everything. And they're actually effectively at 15 thanks to the toad. So now what we are witnessing is the combination between the Ogier Axonil and the Sunset Militia. It's 4 damage per activation. So of course I had no chance in either of these games. The opponent has just really strong stuff. I don't have any bomb rays in my deck. I have good stuff, but I don't have bomb rays. Now I need to find a removal on the Ogier, and I'm still having trouble because the militia is gonna kill me anyway. So sadly, they can sack the toad to go to 13, so I don't think there's anything in here that can help. Well, I got this, but it's sadly, this is also gonna become a... they can even flip it back with because of the militia. So actually what I have to kill is the militia here, right? Then they attack with everything, and I can still survive, sure. There is a chance, so let's take it. I want to leave the land in my hand in case this actually is able to somehow tap. It's incredibly unlikely when they have this. Well, I suppose I can. What's the worst case? I draw another land, and do I suddenly need 7 mana? This costs 5. I mean, I guess there's a possibility for that, but it's because I might want to play and equip and activate this for 5, but how likely that's gonna be? Can they attack and deal with the stuff? Because they can't actually do that for as long as this is the board state. Oh, I get 3 life. That's nice. Now, as long as I have only this dino here, I can't make this into that big of a guy. But I suppose I can make it into 5-4 because you know I can make it in fact be a +1/+0. Well, I need the life now regardless. There's just no way I'm not gonna gain the life. And I can actually make this into a 4 power creature, which is enough to attack into that guy. I'm actually having a lot better chance now than I had a few moments ago. This is actually quite funny that I can pull this off still. Especially if they keep drawing lands, which they are now doing. My Altis are doing some amazing work here. Alright. I mean, this is very easy attack here. With the kin collar. I'm not gonna use, of course, the torch. If I sack it, it will be a 3-3, and that's a bad idea, but... as long as they don't get another militia. Okay, I'm happy about this, because now I can make this lattice into a very huge thing. That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a 7 power creature now, because I have these 2 guys to craft. I still keep the mountain in here, just in case I end up wanting to discard it. Another land. Okay. I mean, would be funny to win the match after being so close to dead. But it was the cave. It was the cave I cracked to discover, and I had already used 2 of the rock slides. I still hit the last one, the one I had sideboarded in, to deal with the, not with the 4-4, but with the militia, which was the more important one to kill, because if I just killed the 4-4, the militia would have still finished me off with its 1 damage dealing ability. Now, I mean, I have seen so good stuff from them that I don't know how can I sideboard to increase my chances. Now, against the Tinker's Toad, the 1-1 flyer, I guess it's just still not good enough. I was thinking about playing a Tectonic Hazard, but it's just not enough targets. Malamet Scythe. Yeah, okay, let's now be real about this hot food. No, that's not the good one. I don't want to lose creatures having so few of them, but that one that's just bad. Now, am I supposed to play like the 5-4 or just have yet another torch to deal with some annoying stuff? Maybe have the ancestors walk with the. I mean, this is like a 2-for-1, but it costs 5. Am I supposed to not play the lantern? I could see not playing the lantern in this matchup. I actually played the militia of my own, just to have some blockers, which might be valuable. And then I think with that I can consider playing like the the Ceratops. Okay, let's take the Ceratops. Whatever. I don't know why do I do that, but I feel like I need some creatures here that can actually fight with the 4-4. Okay, hand is decent. I'm just happy I'm in game 3 here. I was almost sure I'm gonna lose the second one, but I mean, let's try to win the third one now. Okay, another land. My draws are really good now. This is actually very good. I have 2 removal spells. I have all the mana I need. I have a 2-3-4 curve here. And I'm not going to offer a trade here. That will be killed. But now that it's only a 1, okay, I don't care about it now. I'll let them trade with the yelling if they so choose. I'm gonna play my 3-3, which is gonna gain me life. That is totally fine. I just want to keep the board clear. They don't have a red source yet. Doesn't mean they can't have it. Okay, well, game is on. I'll just offer the trade. Have some tricks up, play the axe jaw post combat. I mean, trading with the 2-2 and one of the 1-1s is totally fine here. They were interested. If I can make them go to slow enough life total, I actually will be able to use my own militia to, you know, finish them off. But they have +3 life here. No red source yet. I guess most of the stuff was white. They have that, but it will die. Either with the final strike or the upgrade. They need one more thing. This, by the way, has a scry involved. It also scries with the thing. Okay. Of course, I will attack with both. And let's see what they try to do. They could have the deal 5 to a tapped creature, which would deal with the axe jaw. You know, fine if that's the case. That's what it is. Nothing I can do here except that I should maybe now. It's dying already, so let's use the final strike. Although I get to deal more damage if I use it on the keen color. Am I gonna play around second copy of this thing? I'm not. That's dead. Let them block first. Now I'm gonna deal an extra damage here. They did not have second one of that kind. They take 4 here, and then I can play my yelling, which I'd rather have than the militia, I believe. Yep. Got both of my yellings in this game. Okay, they go to 14, so it's not over, but I guess if they get some red mana and play the 4/4 that can discover, I don't have a means to kill it right now. So maybe I was supposed to leave upgrade for that. The reason I wasn't, because upgrade is also destroy an artifact. So now they are crafting these, and I can actually just upgrade this guy away, and Triumphant Jump kills that. They are down to 1 card. And depends on my draws. Now, that's a good one, and I should actually play this right away, because if now they play something, they will take 4 damage. I guess with 1 mana they are not gonna play anything, but why not? I'm gonna attack, they're gonna try to block, and I will kill it with the upgrade. Okay, they are not gonna crew it. It doesn't have any abilities, it's just some tap 2, yeah, fine. I'm gonna play my militia here. And am I gonna be greedy enough to deal 1 damage? I'm gonna take 5, I'm gonna take 8 if I don't have blockers, but I'm gonna, yeah, now that I played the militia, I'm just gonna do this. I can take 1 huge hit here. They have a cave. Okay, pirate, not the 4/4 that can get free discovers. So are they going to leave the chariot to block? Yeah, they are. So, but my upgrade will do. Good job there. They paid 3 for no reason. That must have been some kind of an accident. Tap target creature. Well, everything is tapped, so... was that a critical mistake? Because now, was that the mana they needed for the cave activation? No. If they had 3 more mana with the treasure, they still don't have the cave activation. Look at this. Let's draw 2 cards. Sadly though, I can't use my upgrade, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna draw 2 cards, then use the militia, and use the upgrade later. I mean, I guess I'm supposed to just... how greedy am I supposed to be here? Because I can ping for 1 more. They can't really attack with everything. Let's say if they do, they drop a creature, that's the best case scenario. Then they can crew it with the creature, and I take 5/3. It's too much. They can tap 1 of my blockers, but I will make them do the work for it. So I'm not gonna ping for another time. I'm not gonna die from 16 here. And the opponent knows they need to have a... Okay, Sunfire Torch is not gonna... What? They had no interest in going to continue. I mean, it's not doing really much. They can equip it and all that, but none of my guys would even die to 2 damage. I guess the Dreadmore did the job, but I in the end didn't even need to use the upgrade on that. Okay. I was almost losing the game too. And then they had this quite underwhelming game 3. It was still an okay one, but mine game 3 was like the nuts. I mean, as nuts as this deck can have, not counting starting with the turn 1 Lawkeeper. My draws were very fantastic here. Okay, so I did, with some difficulties, I in each match won game 1 and then, sorry, lost game 1 and then won games 2 and 3. So I got what I wanted here. No bomb race or anything, but really good uncommons, and I mean the Yearling is good, the Dreadmore is very good, and then the support commons, the Kincaller and the Axejaw are always, you know, these kind of good common dinos to have. It could have been a better deck. This Wonderglove could be like the frog that taps for any color. Sahelislat is a really good one in a dino deck. I never actually got to cast this thing. This could have been something better, but I think it would have done a decent job had I drawn it in the games. The Ultisaur, I really like it. Good defensive card, 5 toughness, 4 power, blocks flyers, and then still pings the opponent for 2 every turn, which is, you know, a lot more than 1, of course. Yeah, it was a nice deck for sure. Now, this is another video I recorded that was a trophy run. Before I sign off, I'm gonna just check out the 17 lands actual statistics because it's not like all 3 O's. But I will show you my current the statistics for this set. Okay, so here are my Ixalan drafts. So my uploads, I think I have all been these 4 most recent 3 O's. The first one I had in the set was not recorded. It was on the evening of the set release. So I had this 1-2, then I had another 1-2 and an 0-3. Otherwise it's 2 1s and then the 3 O's. So it's not exactly 100% match win rate. The performance shows here that it's almost 70% match win rate though so far, which is better than what I usually have. Maybe, well, it depends on sets. Some sets I have finished at around 70 even after a large number of drafts. 5 trophies out of 11 events is of course not very easy to achieve, and I would believe my trophy rate is gonna go down. But yeah, I wanted to show this because it's really maybe weird that my full first drafts have all been 3 O's, but I'm not cherry picking these drafts. I'm just happen to record the ones where I did manage well. Alright, that's it. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and bye bye.